About a year ago, my brother and I created my most beautiful scape to date for one of my favorite fish, the gobies. The tank was stunning, the fish were happy, the plants were thriving, but something was missing. We created a beautiful tank, but it wasn't a goby tank. I missed the strong currents, the oxygen bubbles in the water and the large round stones. On the other hand, I love the plants and I wanted to have many plants in my tank. That's why I came up with a new scape, the Clean Rock 1. A scape with strong currents, plenty of oxygen, perfect for gobies and yet full of plants. And this is how I did it. As one does when you convince your spouse to let you buy another fish tank, we started this project off with a little silly walk. We've chosen a tank of 80 liters, 21 gallons, with a clear mission. A wild water course for the gobies with plenty of plants. The first step was to cut off two sides of the box in which the aquarium came, namely the back plate and one of the side panels. We used this as a blueprint for the back wall we're gonna make. The back wall will rest on a frame of acrate, which we cut the size here. We will glue the back wall onto this to better distribute the weight over the tank and prevent cracks. Then I placed the back wall with the help of support about 5 cm, 2 inches from the back of the aquarium. You will soon see why I do this. The back wall consists of grey slate stone for 3 reasons. First off, this gives a natural look, and secondly, given the fact that these stones are kind of thin, they won't take up a lot of space, and therefore I won't lose a lot of water. Additionally, these slate stones will ensure that the tank remains a clean look, as the name Clean Rock 1 suggests. Because the stones are stacked on top of each other, we have to do this in layers. Then, I also glue some stones directly onto the top edge of the back of the aquarium. All this must dry for at least 24 hours, and that gives me time to tell you about a fun feature of this aquarium. In the left corner, we're gonna make a waterfall. First, we're gonna make a kind of tray in the shape of that corner. And now we're gonna drill a hole in it. This tray will serve as a catchment for the water. Then we drill some holes in the outflow piece of the waterfall, which ensures that the tray will slowly fill with water and give off a nice flow instead of a hard jet. Then we glue a stone that we had saved to the waterfall to better help it integrate into the back wall. Once everything is dry, it's time to set up the tank. Since we're working with a rimless tank with many stones, it's crucial to place a foam mat underneath your aquarium. This prevents pressure from building up at one point in your aquarium, which can cause cracks. Besides stones, there will also be sand in this tank. I've chosen a black sand. Don't forget to always rinse your sand before putting it in your tank. After rinsing the sand, I place it in the tank and create a nice slope towards the back of the aquarium. This creates depth. Don't worry, not everything in this scape is gonna be black. I've chosen large round white stones for this scape, which creates a clear contrast. To avoid making the tank too busy, I've chosen just a handful of stones for now. I prefer a minimalistic scape. But how will I place them? It can be like this, or like this, maybe like this, or well, eventually I went for this scape. A handy feature of this scape that we haven't discussed yet is the cable duct that I mounted into the corner. I always find it very ugly when you see cables running in and around your tank. I can now neatly hide them in this cable duct, which I can also cover up. Due to its black color, it will completely disappear once underwater. Now it's time to fill up the tank with water, and then I can finally enjoy my new tank. But wait, the flow pump doesn't stick to the side wall. And I also think the spray bar is very ugly in this tank. I tried to cover it up with sand, but of course it gets blown away. Well, luckily I can still install my beautiful waterfall. That should work, right? Oh no, the waterfall doesn't work either. At this point, I really want to stop with the scape. What should I do now? Well, honestly, there's no time to sit back. The spray bar must be replaced with a ball, and the flow pump goes to the other side. I've also tried to push the second flow pump into the sand, but this was just ugly. And now when I look, I start to see it. The round stones, the strong currents and the right bubbles, but I still miss one part of my vision, the plants. For this scape, I've chosen a large group of plants that can live outside of the water. mainly bromelias, calantheas, Phytonia skeletons and some unnamed plants from a local store. After searching for the right arrangement of the plants, it's time to prepare them for the aquarium. It's important to remove all the dirt from the plants to prevent any form of root rot. Eventually, all of your plants should look like this. I attach the plants to the aquarium with the help of these filter mats. For plants with a thicker root, I fold a piece of mat around the root and push it between the back wall and the back of the aquarium. For plants with smaller roots, I make holes in the filter mat before pushing the whole thing behind the back wall. The mats are well moisturized, and the plants should be able to drink through them over time. And now, it's time to place the plants. And the end result is a jungle above water with a storm of water underneath. Now it's time for the fish. The stocking consists of 8 Cyclopus satyris, 5 blue stiffening gobies, 3 anti-gobies and 7 otocinclus catfish. And that's it. Well, no. There's also this little bugger, a tiger goby that I added later, alongside with some panda loaches, coolie loaches, pandagara, and there's also temporarily a group of Asbora cupetai. And here it is, the end result of the clean rock one. Exactly what I had in mind. A wild watercourse underwater with a large jungle above. This scape has now been running for over half a year. And it already has had a few changes. If you're wondering what these changes are, consider subscribing. In the meantime, I think you like this video over here.